If you've ever walked away from a conversation thinking, "I'm so awkward," or felt invisible in a group, pause for a second, because there's a good chance you're completely blind to your own charisma. And I'm not talking about empty reassurance here. There's actual psychology that explains why you can't see what everyone else does. Here are 7 signs you're way more charismatic than you think. First sign, people come to you for advice, even about small things. Research from the University of Pennsylvania found that people don't ask advice from just anyone. They seek out people they perceive as both trustworthy and insightful. So when your coworker asks, "Which coffee should I get?" or your friend texts you about a decision they're struggling with, that's not random. They're subconsciously selecting you because you make them feel safe and understood. That's charisma operating beneath the surface. Second sign, you naturally make people feel heard. Dr. Jack Zenger studied thousands of conversations and found something surprising. The best conversationalists aren't the best talkers, they're the best listeners. They spend about 80% of the interaction genuinely listening. If you're someone who asks follow-up questions, remembers details from previous conversations, or notices when someone's energy shifts, you're demonstrating emotional intelligence. People don't remember what you said as much as how you made them feel. If you make them feel heard, you're more magnetic than you realize. Third, people mirror your energy without realizing it. There's this phenomenon called the chameleon effect, studied by psychologist Tanya Chartrand. It shows that people unconsciously copy the gestures, tone, and speaking pace of people they like and feel comfortable around. So, if you notice someone leaning in when you lean in, or matching your hand movements, or their voice softening when yours does, that's their brain saying, "I trust this person." You're creating that effect. Fourth sign, you can laugh at yourself. Research in the Journal of Personality found that self-deprecating humor, when it's not excessive, signals confidence and approachability. It says, "I'm secure enough to not take myself too seriously." It makes you relatable. If you can tell a story where you're the punchline and people laugh with you, not at you, you're displaying emotional security, and that's incredibly charismatic. Now, if you're recognizing yourself in any of these, stay with me, because the next 3 are the ones most people completely miss about themselves. Fifth, strangers tell you personal things surprisingly fast. Dr. Aron's research on interpersonal closeness shows that people share vulnerable information with those they feel psychologically safe around. So if you've ever had a stranger at a party, or someone you just met, tell you something deep or personal within minutes, that's not luck. You're unconsciously creating an environment where people feel they can be real. That's a rare gift, and one of the most underrated forms of charisma. Sixth, you don't panic in silence. Studies show that socially anxious people fill every conversational gap with words because silence feels like failure. But if you can sit in a pause without scrambling to fill it, whether that's on a phone call, in an elevator, or at dinner, you're displaying social confidence. Comfortable silence shows you're not performing, you're just being. And people find that incredibly calming and magnetic. And seventh, people remember you after brief interactions. Research on memory shows we don't remember facts, we remember how someone made us feel. If someone you met once at a networking event remembers your name weeks later, or brings up something you talked about in passing, you left an emotional imprint. You made them feel something. That's what charisma actually is, not being loud or flashy, but making people feel valued. Look, charisma isn't about being the most extroverted person in the room or having perfect comebacks. It's about connection. It's about making people feel safe, seen, and energized when they're around you. If you recognized yourself in even 3 of these signs, you have way more social power than you think. You just needed permission to see it. So the next time you walk away from a conversation doubting yourself, remember this video, because the version of you that others experience, it's probably a lot more magnetic than the one you see in your head.